Hello and welcome back to Battle Report for an Astra Militarum versus Necrons game in the chapter approved mission deck. So let's get into it and see what happened. So here are the two army lists. So I'm playing the Bridghead Strike Astra Militarum. So we've got Acadian Command Squad with just the Plasma loadout. We've got 3 Militarum Tempestus Command Squads. One has Shroud Projector enhancement that makes them immune from Overwatch. We've got Gaunt's Ghost, a 20-man Krieg squad, 10-man Acadian Shock Troop squad to attach to the command squad, 10 Catachan Jungle Fighters, 2 lots of heavy weapons team with Flamers, 10 Kazakin, 4 groups of 10 Scions, so 40 in total, 10 Attilan Rough Riders, a Taurox, 5 Ratlings, and 2 lots of 10 Tempestus Quillons. And then looking at the Necrons list, we've got a Luminor Zeras, we've got a Plasmancer, Royal Warden with the Netherrealm Casket enhancement to provide the warriors with stealth, Technomancer with the Veil of Darkness enhancement to let the wraiths teleport, Orokin, Imitech the Stormlord. We got 20 warriors who are going to be attached to the Royal Warden and Orokin, getting a 4+ invuln and fall back and shoot from them. 10 Immortals with the Plasmancer, 5 Lich Guard to attach to Imitech, 3 Heavy Locust Destroyers, a Doomsday Ark, 3 Ophidian Destroyers for some secondaries, Hexmark for some secondaries, Canoptech Reanimator, 6 Canoptech Wraiths, and 5 Deathmarks. So this is the missions and the deployment. So we're playing Take and Hold. We did choose to pick a twist mission, and we got Runescape. So anything that can't normally go through terrain is going to be going through it in this. We're playing on Layout 4 on Search and Destroy. So this is just a video to show how the deployment sort of set up. So in this, I think Georgia was the one who deployed first, playing the Necrons. Deployment. So we've got 10 Catachans there. Squad of 10 Cadians with a command squad, Taurox in a truck. Kazakin in a Taurox truck. We've got 10 Rough Riders, a squad of 20 Kriegsmen, 5 Ratlings have infiltrated over here, and then Gaunt's Ghosts have infiltrated over here. Then there's 2 units of 5 Flayed Ones. Then there's, in that ruin, there's 20 warriors with Orokin and a Royal Warden, 10 Immortals with a Plasmancer behind, Doomsday Ark, Illuminor, 10 Wraiths over there looking...
10 Wraiths?
6 Wraiths, looking menacing, looking to kill the Flayed One, the Ratlings, and then 3 Ophidian Destroyers at the back, 3 Heavy Locust Destroyers, and 5 Lich Guard with Illuminor, Imitech, and 5 Deathmarks. Okay, do you want to roll to see who goes first? Yep. 2. 6. What was second going first? Deploy. Okay, and this is how the end of my movement phase looked on turn 1. So just talking about the deployment. So originally I wanted to infiltrate the Ratlings on this top objective, but Georgia beat me to it with the Flayed Ones. So obviously I started to infiltrate them down here instead. So I wanted... you can sort of see what happened. So I went turn 1, the Catachan scouted up to here, the Taurox scouted up to here, and then both of them moved up to here together. The Gaunt's Ghost obviously infiltrate was just to help pick up these Flayed Ones before they jump off the board. Also to position to give the Kazakin an order. Obviously the Cadians just providing some screening in case the Wraiths teleport on my home objective, sticking it as well. The Rough Riders just sort of not really looking to do anything turn 1, just shifting about where it's harder for them to get shots on maybe. And obviously all the Kazakin are piled out behind the truck. They aren't... I made a bit of a mistake in not putting them in grenade range of the Flayed Ones. They're about 10 inches away here, or 9 inches I think. But I'm just trying to avoid potential lines of sight if this stuff decides to push up this way. And then the Death Corps Krieg got the move order. and I luckily got a 6 on my advance roll, so they were able to push up and just tag this one objective, which basically allowed me to then push the Rattlings up further. The plan with the Rattlings was to, which I ended up doing, was to move, shoot, and then move again, and they ended up sort of creating like a bit of a screen up here to try and move block the Wraiths. However, the Wraiths have fly and can just move over them anyway, which I forgot about. So this was basically completely pointless. It probably would have been best to just keep them here, because they probably wouldn't have been able to fit over, and maybe just keep the Krieg alive. But yeah. So at the end of the shooting phase, not really much happened. These did 1 damage to a Wraith. However, something bad happened up here. So, despite all the shooting of Kazakin, Gaunt's Ghosts, and 10 Catachans, and spending a CP to strip cover off one of the groups of Flayed Ones, I only managed to kill 5 of them. And then the other 5, I killed 3. And then what happened was, I charged with the Taurox, it didn't kill the last 2. I should mention what secondaries I got. So I got Established Locus and Storm Hostile. I chose to keep Storm Hostile because obviously I thought I could take this by wiping them all. And Established Locus I wasn't looking to do. I did get the Storm Hostile objective points because I had more OC on the objective in the fight phase. So I took it over. However, then these other, in George's turn, this screenshot's from, where that one Flayed One that wasn't on the objective piled in, they all reanimated back and ended up doing some wounds to the truck. So now we're going into George's turn. This is the end of George's first turn. So she got Area Denial and Marked for Death. I think I marked the Rough Ride. I think I marked the Gaunt's Ghosts, the Rough Riders, and the Cadian squads, and she had the. What did she even have as the gamma target? Can't remember. I think it might have been yeah, it was the truck. So what happened was the Taurox truck got picked up by these heavy locust destroyers. Oh, sorry, no, these heavy locust destroyers whiffed, and the Doomsday Ark picked up the truck. The area denial sort of worked well in my favour, because what my game plan was to sort of skirmish over these 2 objectives early, and then when the warrior blob and the immortal blob finally moves out, then it's sort of deep strike all the silence down and take them out, because I feel like once I kill this warrior blob, kill the immortals blob, and kill the wraiths, there's not much that's sort of going to contest me on these side objectives at all. So anyway, what happened was, the Flayed Ones after the truck died from the Doomsday Ark, the Flayed Ones attempted to charge the Kazakin. I overwatched with the Kazakin and killed 2 of them, and then when at the start of the fight phase, I dropped the Melter Mine and killed the other 3 with that. So none of them died, and they killed all the Flayed Ones, which is a good result. And then what happened over here was, so the Wraiths moved over the Rattlings, used their Mortal Wound ability and killed 3 of them, and then the Immortals picked up the other 2. Sorry, no, the Wraiths just shot them and picked up the other 2. And then they charged the big 20-man Deathcore of Krieg squad, and I think 9 survived. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, only 8 survived. And I chose to remove them in a way where they wouldn't be in engagement. And obviously there was no consolidation, which was good. This did worry me a bit. So after the Flayed Ones incident up here, I think with the 10 Kazakin, 10 Catachans, I was pretty confident I wouldn't be losing this for most of the game, unless this Doomsday Ark pushed up. But if that happened, I probably would have started to screen with a Quillon drop. But this was worrying, because Wraiths are tough, and I decided to remove the Krieg off the objective to stay out of engagement, so they would have shots next turn. But this was seriously worrying me. But yeah, good turn for Georgia. She got the area denial, she got marked for death, so a high scoring turn. But this is what it looked like at the end of my turn too. So, as you can tell, everything's come in. So the Kazachans have just sort of shuffled up to get on this objective, and the Kazakin have moved over the wall to assist with some shots on the warrior blob. Both heavy weapons teams have come in on the side. This was a 10-mana Quillon drop. They got overwatched and 5 of them died. Then I've got one 15-man Scion Gigablob, another 15-man Gigablob, a 15-man Gigablob down here, and then you can't see it, but there's the Gaunt's Ghosts in this corner as well as the 10-man blob. 10 of Quillons also 6-inch deep striked in this ruin, so literally everything came down. And I got marked for death, engage on all fronts. So I couldn't get the max on engage on all fronts because George had screened this very well with these Ophidians, this hex mark. I couldn't get in here. But I chose to mark the Wraith as the gamma target because, to be honest, there wasn't much that I was actually able to kill except this group of heavy locusts. But I just chose the Wraiths because they needed to die. I could have chose the warriors as well, but honestly I was scared I actually wouldn't have enough attacks to kill them. But yeah, so what happened was I spent a CP to get these Scions in closer on Bellicosia drop, and then this 15-man, this 15-man, and these Telequinolons all shot the 20 warriors, cleaned the whole unit up very easily. The Gaunt's Ghosts, the 10-man and the 15-man all shot the Wraiths, along with the Deathcore of Krieg shot the Wraiths, and I think killed all except for one Wraith and the Technomancer. And then the Rough Riders and the Krieg charged them, and the Rough Riders finished the job. They did like 30 damage to a Technomancer, which is quite funny. And then these Aquilons picked up 2 of the heavy locusts. These had a bit of a whiff. Picked up 2 heavy locusts, and I was split firing all the snipers into the Royal Warden just to try and remove the stealth. But every sniper whiffed, so that wasn't great. But at the end of this turn, and the heavy flamers all decided to shoot these immortals, but had a bit of a whiff, and I think only like 4 of them died or something. But yeah, at the end of this turn. This was a very short game. We just decided to call it as a victory for me, because I mean I just have too much board presence really at this point. I'm never going to lose this objective now. I'm never going to lose this objective, and there's not much like these immortals could. Next turn we did roll it out where the Doomsday Arc and these immortals picked up a 15-man because she had called the Horde an assassination. But I mean I picked up the 15-man. Without the enhancement, with the enhancement to no Overwatch, and just dropped them, killed this Doomsday Arc with that, and then killed all the immortals as well, with the other 15-man, and then there just wasn't much left to sort of contest at that point. So this was the final result. So 96 to 42 victory. These were the secondaries I ended up having after. Bring it down and secure no man's land, display of might, cleanse, recover assets, assassination. And obviously got 15 points on the take and hold for turn 3, 4, and 5. And this was Georgia. She just didn't have enough units left to do any secondaries, and had some pretty shocking ones as well. Pretty much having to be in no man's land for all of them. And then turn 5, finally lost the deployment zone objective. But yeah, that was a quick battle report. Thanks for watching.